Hey everyone, how was how was everyone doing? And yeah, it's been a long time. I think more than a week, and feels like I've been not talking to you since a long time. And yeah, I'm sorry for that. I think that's I was stuck with some work, some critical work at office, and that's why I could not really give some time. Um, there is also some weird behavior in my system. If you can hear me well, just let me know. My screen has gone blank. Yeah, I think everything is fine now. So I wasn't really, I was very busy at work, and I think that's the reason why I couldn't have this last week. In fact, I did square off all my positions in my portfolio in personal trades, and I've zero positions, and I'm not taking a position in my portfolio. And the same has been traded 10 on investor. I think except two positions, I've squared off all the positions, because I knew that the markets are going down, and I kind of squared off everything to be safe because I didn't have any time to look at whatsoever um, markets, literally no time. And I hope I'll be able to give more time going forward from today at least. But if you've been waiting for my updates, I think it's high time you start learning on your own, and I'm sure many of you have started learning on your own. And if you haven't done that yet, it's high time we do it. And if you have any problems with that, do let me know and I can help you, right? But I think it's going to be a bit on and off going forward, because of my work plus the daylight savings in Europe. So daylight saving makes it really difficult for me to come live, and that's the reason. Can you hear me properly? I'm sorry, my screen has gone blank again. Guys, sorry, something is happening in my system and I can't figure out what's happening. I just see a blank screen. I don't see anything else. Just give me a second. Guys, I'm sorry, I think my system is also waking up from sleep, I think. This is bad. Just give me a second. Shit. I'm sorry if you can see me and if you can hear me, but I can't see my own screen. I'm trying to get the YouTube screen and the TradingView screen, but I just can't get it. There is something really weird happening. Shit. Sorry, I just have to close. I'm sorry, guys. I know I can see that you're commenting that the video is good, but I really have a problem with my screen viewing, and I think I have to restart my system. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to restart my system and come back. I'm sorry if the previous link is not available. I think probably I'll just post on Telegram for the new link, and probably you can do a session again. Okay, but for now I have to restart my system, and I'm going to do it, and hopefully we can catch up again. If not, I will just post on Telegram the link. Okay, sorry, just give me 5 minutes. I can't restart my system. Hey guys, can you see my screen now? And can you see me? I should be visible now. Thankfully that streaming is disconnected, and I hope you can see the screen as well. Just confirm on the, even once confirm that I'm back and you can see me, then we can get started. Okay. Sorry for that mess up. I think it was just a system problem. I kind of restarted my PC and connected again. Okay. Starting problems after a long time, right? So yeah, I'm just waiting for confirmation from one person and then we can get started with our regular sessions. By the way, markets have been terrible in the last 1 week. I know literally every stock crashed, right? So most of the stocks have gone down 20-30%, and we are down back. Some stocks are now looking good after today's reversal, and I do have a good news. We'll discuss about that shortly, but I'm not sure if you can hear me well. Can you see and hear me? Guys, can someone comment? There is some delay. Okay, good. So Sagar said yes. Okay, cool. So let's move forward then. Okay, so let's start with Nifty as usual. So Nifty definitely looks, it seems like it has made a bottom, and it seems like we can head higher from again. Now, always, I look at two charts. One is the log and one is linear, as we know. So on the linear scale, definitely we have reversed again from the same trend line, which I've been tracking since many months now, right? So if you connect the bottom point and I kind of drag that line, you see we kind of reversed exactly from that low again this week, right? So we have reversed today, and that's the reason why I'm saying that we can see some upsides from here. Now definitely this doesn't mean tomorrow we go down tomorrow, so tomorrow we reverse immediately and we head higher. So we have kind of broken that line there and we've kind of reversed, right? So if you maybe connect this point to that one, then probably yes, we kind of have reversed significantly today, and we can do a reversal tomorrow and test levels of 17,330 again tomorrow. That's quite possible. But if you do get the chance tomorrow, then I think it's definitely a time to go long in Nifty with a stop around 17,200 levels. So that's something which I'm looking forward to. I will also be taking a position on Nifty tomorrow. I'll keep depending on how it opens, I'll take a trade in Nifty on Nifty futures, and I'll let you know how it's going to work out. Okay, and if you want to take, then let me know in the comment section so that I can share. On Discord, I'll be sharing when I'm going to take that position tomorrow. Obviously, I can't take immediately during the opening, so I'll have to probably take 2.5 hours later once the market opens, because it's very difficult to take it as soon as the market opens for me, because I'm in Europe. So for now, Nifty does definitely look good. I think we have made a reversal, a very strong reversal today. So we had a gap down that kind of flushed out all the late shorters, and we kind of reversed. So definitely that was a point of reversal today, and we are kind of heading tomorrow probably. So so one of the things that I'm watching here is this one, right? So this is a major bearish trend line that I'm going to watch in the future, and we can see levels rejection around 7,800. At least one or two rejections we'll see before we kind of consolidate and then again head higher. Now also on the horizontal zones, if you see, we have a major support zone around that level. So I feel we're going to go sideways probably for a couple of days or even this entire week before we head higher, right? There's a major reversal zone here. So if you see this one, right, so there's a major zone here where we kind of might consolidate before we head higher. So that's something that we need to watch out for, and we might take some more time. Now that's one of the levels that I'm watching, and there is also another bearish trend line that I'm looking at is this one. So finally we need to eventually take out levels of 18,000 levels. Unless 18,000 is not crossed, we can again head higher, and we can still go sideways before we head higher. Now remember, these spaces here that you see, is the range where Nifty can do daily rallying, right? So we can go like this and either break down or break up. So don't expect that tomorrow moment we reverse tomorrow we'll head higher. There's a very high chance that 18,000 will not be crossed in this expiry. 18,000 will take its own sweet time before, even not even the first half of the next expiry, maybe it might take its own sweet time before we head higher again. So overall, I think markets will continue to consolidate before we head higher, and that can happen for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so for now, the stop loss for the entire bullishness or bullish theme for me is 70,200. Unless we don't go below that, I am totally fine. And if you go below that, then probably going to see some major downtrend going forward, or some major consolidation that can happen. Right now, that's the zone. Now remember, we had this kind of a zone even before. We had that point there, and we kind of came all the way up, and we got kind of rejected, and again we went high, went lower. So don't don't go heavy in your positions. And if you get levels of 18,000, it's kind of makes sense to book profits and go long again when markets kind of dip again. So that's the that's my outlook on Nifty. Okay, and so as far as the trade with Trendline investor portfolio is concerned, I don't have really any updates. I've not done any major shifts after that sell-off that I had last Thursday or Wednesday. I think I sold off most of the stocks, and I kept only these two. And if you've seen, I think the GTD even was not triggered, I think, for some of the stocks. Blue Star GTD has not triggered. I don't know why. Yeah, in fact, I think Blue Star GTD, the last trade, I think I had kept it around 860. I did not break the stop loss, and even this is kept. So I'll have to clean up, do some cleanup, and have to come back in this portfolio. I'm sorry for not giving you updates, but definitely tonight or tomorrow I will have updates on the entire trade with investor portfolio, and I'll also share the trades with you. Okay, but what I want you to look at is the equity curve. Now I did some mistakes because of which I didn't really track. So we have gone down from from 28% up to almost 13% down, right? So almost 13% up. So we have lost close to 12 to 15% since the markets have dropped since it high. We kind of consolidated, but we couldn't hold on, and we kind of came down. So that's a new low in terms of the portfolio itself, since we hit a high in October. So since October 18th to 1 month, we have lost a good amount of money. So as I say, you need to be really have control on your risk management. Otherwise, you would not be able to hold on to your profits. Okay, so that's the update. So do watch for my updates tonight on Discord, or probably on Discord. Okay, I'll give my updates there. So that's it from my side, and I will also update the sheet. The sheet has not been updated since long. I'm going to update the sheet with the new levels, and then we can look at that also going forward. Okay, so that's it from my side. Let's look at your questions that you have. So yeah, let's see. Suman says, you missed a question in strategy session discussion. Maybe just tag me, Suman, again. I will respond. I'm sorry I couldn't respond. Otherwise, a big hello to everyone. So a lot of hellos here. Long time. Yes. Last time we had live session, Nifty was above 18,000 level. That's definitely right. Markets can change really quick, and that's the reason, one of the reasons I squared off my positions, because I didn't really have the time to look at my portfolio, and many stop losses got triggered. I didn't really create any new positions, and you've seen that also in trade with Trendline investor. So that happens if you have a full-time job. There are times when especially it was very unfortunate that the markets kind of crashed when I didn't really have the time. And that's why I say keep your GTTs in place, because a day or two can literally bring down your portfolio a lot, especially if a couple of stocks, derail and fall 20-30% over a couple of days. You might fall really bad in a position trade. So let's say you have 25% position, and if a stock falls 20%, you're losing 5% of your overall portfolio, and that's really not good. And it's really important that you keep your GTTs in place in your Zerodha. If you have a full-time job, that's a must to do. And if you don't do that, then you're going to lose some significant money at some point in your trading career, right? It's not going to be this year, probably next year, but 5 years down the line, you might have a day when markets crash and you might not really be available to look at them, and you can really be in a big, as asking Just Dial. Yeah, Just Dial is in a strong downtrend, right? So there was no reason for you to hold once it broke that level. That was a clear this is why I say a simple horizontal. In fact, I did post a video about a horizontal strategy that applies to both breakdowns and breakouts. So if you followed that strategy, I said it's clear. I clearly mentioned 2 touch points, and if you see here, kind of broke down, then just kept on going from 937 all the way to 600. Now And once a stock falls so much, it's going to take its own sweet time before it breaks out. And remember, unless this trend line is not broken out, there's no reason for you to enter the stock again, right? So I would not really consider the stock unless this breaks out again, or if it's close to a very major trend line support, major horizontal support. Now, if I'm looking as I'm looking at this chart, I saw that this is a major zone that this should have reversed from, but it's not reversing. It's just going down. And I don't see a reason why you should be looking at a stock like Just Dial, which is just going down and down, right? So that's the zone that I'd have expected Just Dial to reverse, and that's also a previous weekly swing low, right? So that zone over there, my system is hanging again. Yeah, that was also a major previous weekly swing low. Now the stock has literally closed down below this previous weekly swing low, and it is going down still. So obviously there's a major support around this zone, but for now, don't look at the stock. For a position trade, at least for investment perspective, maybe you can try take a small position, but from a position trading perspective, I'm definitely not going to look into the stock go down. Please check NRV bearings and Indian Terrain Fashions. Let's look at Sagar's stocks. Okay, NRV is definitely looking good. Now this is what you have to look at. I look at stocks which are in a clear uptrend, right? So this is a fantastic uptrend, Sagar. Stop loss are around. And next is Indian Terrain. Even this is in a very good uptrend. I think last time we spoke about this, it was in a super awesome breakout, I think. Let's look at it again. Right, it's still continuing the journey. Now there are stocks like this also has broken out from very long downtrend also, I think. I have drawn a line. Yeah, it has broken out from very long downtrend and is heading higher. Now Raymond also had a very good breakout today. India Terrain also had a very good long. So these both groups long. Yeah, RuPaul's is going sideways, right? There's nothing. So there is a trend line which I have drawn some time back, but probably that trend line on the log scale is not valid anymore. So you can remove that. And what you're looking at here is a very sideways consolidation. So you can still go along on this, with a stop around 396 odd levels. So both look excellent. It's just going sideways. So keep those stop loss points I've mentioned are major stop loss points. If it goes below that, please exit. Just like Just Dial, you can just keep going down after that point. Yeah. Okay, so next question. See, there is no stock which is very late to enter. The question is, are you okay to take that deep stop loss is more the question, or you can take a small entry and see if that works out, right? So there's not really a question of whether it's too late or not. For me, a 10% move can be too late, but for someone a 10% move might not be too late. It might be fresh because they're long-term investors, right? So it's always good to look at what your style is and then decide. Okay. I'm not sure what you meant. Shall we book some profits, Masood? But if you're looking at right now, I don't think we have to book any profits. Okay. But just coming back to Sagar's point, is it too late to enter? And Suman's point about entering in a pullback, definitely if you see a consolidation, it's time to enter that stock. And remember, it might consolidate 3-4 days. You need a minimum of 3 to 5 days of consolidation, and then you can enter the stock. That's a very good time to enter, right? Above the recent high, you can enter. On ITFL, let's look at ITFL. Okay, I'm not sure what's ITFL. Maybe just ping again, Sagar, I can check. Binay, Jubilant is in a strong downtrend, just because it is up in a couple of days. I'll just check this example, okay? So a lot of people are asking whether you can buy Jubilant. Now, when it was at that point, many people asked me, should I buy Jubilant? All I said is, it is forming low, high, low, lows. It needs to form higher, higher lows again. And again, it has gone down, right? So the point for me is, at this point, I'll not really consider buying a stock like Jubilant unless it starts making a higher low again, or at least it needs to break out from this downtrend. At least it needs to break out from a downtrend. Now, obviously, that's unless it doesn't break out from the zone, I would not look at these stocks, right? Maybe from an investment perspective, you can look at it, but from a position trading perspective, which is our objective here, I would not really look at this, okay? So IB Real Estate. Yeah, this is a good stock to look at, right? So here, if you see the stop losses, you can keep a stop loss around 145 and you can buy the stock right now. This is definitely a good buy for me. Okay, so that's my view. MSTC, let's try MSTC. Right, so MSTC is close to a major support zone. Now, this is something that you can consider, right? So that's the level that I'm looking at. And already, if you see last 2 days forming inside bar, you just wait for a good green candle or doji for kind of a formation, and then you can enter the stock. But definitely MSTC looks like a breakout retest, and whether it looks like or not is something that you'll have to decide. Now, but what you can do is buy right now with a stop loss around 290 levels. Now that can be a really good stop because that was a previous cup and handle breakout there. So keep a stop around this swing low around 290 and buy right now and see if it works out, right? And also wait for, you can also wait for this downtrend to be taken out, right? So it's probably going to head higher again. Let's see, fingers crossed. Leica Lab, if time permits, definitely Leica Labs. Yeah, it's in a strong, super strong uptrend, so it looks good. HBL Power, your view on this? HBL Power. Yeah, this also looks good, right? So see, all the stocks, the theory is very simple, or technical analysis is very simple. You need to look at a stock which is going sideways, which is making higher high lows and not making lower high lower lows. Now in this case, you can keep a stop around 45 and buy HBL Power. It might do well, who knows, right? But you have to take a risk and see if it does well. If it does well, good. Otherwise, you will lose a small amount of money. That's all. Okay, I think there was a intermittent network issue, I think, in between. I'm sorry for that. I saw OBS reconnecting. Probably that was the issue. Okay, Aero Green Tech. So it looks like this is breaking out of a downtrend. Right now, this is a good example, right? So if it crosses the highs of 138 levels tomorrow or day after, then that's a good entry point for Aero Green, right? And keep a stop loss around 100 levels. It can probably do well, and that's how you should look at. And the volumes have been excellent, and the last 4 days it has been an uptrend. So definitely tomorrow you can look at this stock, keeping a stop buy stop above 138 with a stop around 100 levels. Okay, so that's my take. Can 220 be a good stop loss for Tata Power? I'm not sure. Let's check. I've not checked Tata Power since a week. In fact, last 1 week has been, in the last many months, that's the first week where I've not looked at markets, not much. So again, Tata Power 220, I'm not sure can be a good stop. 200 can be a very good stop. 220 definitely not a good stop because there's still a chance, that the stock can retest 200 levels, but that's a very good stop. 200 can be a good stop loss. Okay, can we add network 18 at 79? Yes, definitely you can add network 18. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed one stock above, KPR Mills. Let's look at KPR Mills. KPR Mills. Yes, it looks like a retest. Definitely, you can take a trade, keep a stop around 410 levels. Okay, guys, stop loss is very important. Okay, so don't just keep any random stop loss. Have a logic for stop loss, and I feel swing high, swing lows can be a good stop loss. Okay, can we add network 18? Definitely. I think network 18 has kind of made a double bottom. I'm not sure if that's true. We'll see if it breaks for the previous again. But let's look at the stock. I'm just opening network 18. I'm still holding it, by the way. I have not sold off that yet. Yeah. Okay, so if you see, we're kind of reversing from that same support zone, and from a long-term chart perspective, this is how we are going. Kind of got rejected from the median line, and we're kind of consolidating again. So this was a weekly support reversal, so that also has reversed. So stop loss here is 73 levels. Keep a stop at 73 and see if it works out. And if it goes below 73, exit and then reevaluate again in case you want to enter. But I think it should reverse. Today was a good move, and if it continues tomorrow, then it can do well. Okay, Zerodha's one way up. Definitely you can't be entering any stock at any level. If Zerodha has gone one way up, then you should ignore that stock and wait for a consolidation, then enter. Right. So what you can do right now is you can keep a buy order above 81.5 levels with a stop around 70 levels. So Zerodha has been going sideways in spite of the market going down, right? So that just shows that the stock has strength, and if you see, this is a perfect setup to go long. So I'm not sure about the levels, but the horizontal level is this. So if you have a closing above 80 levels, then this can definitely head higher. So this is also forming a nice pattern. So you can take a okay. So Genus Power, it's going sideways, right? But it looks like a trend line reversal. It's just so keep a stop around 53 levels and see if it breaks below that, then it's going to go low. But I think it definitely makes worth a look at this. Buy above 68 levels, with a stop around even 62, or if you're conservative, keep a stop on 53, right? But definitely, if I were to buy, I'll buy above 68, the stop around 60 levels. Okay, so that's how I would buy. Moropen has bounced from level you explained earlier. I think this bounce might sustain, Piyush. I was looking at Moropen today after a long time, and I think it has reversed from the same support, which is a weekly support. Now that's the reason why I say weekly supports are very important, and for me that level there is really important. So even though it's broken the trend line, can still head higher tomorrow. It did give a good 5% move. It hasn't broken the previous support yet, but if you want to really be conservative, then buy above 54 levels, 53 point levels. So that's the trend line. Now if you see the stock kind of reversed from there, it came down, it again got reversed, it again reversed from there. Right now, that's the reason why I say you need to sometimes, if you're really conservative, you need to wait for a breakout from that zone, and the stock will continue to give opportunities until that zone is not taken out. An uptrend, right? So since 128 levels, so definitely it looks like it's consolidating. You can buy the stock. You can keep a stop around 140 levels. Okay, that might work out. So SBI, let's look at SBI. So SBI is still in an uptrend. I don't see any problem here. I think this can still head higher, right? So it might consolidate for some time before it heads higher, because the reason I'm telling SBI can head higher is because it's been an uptrend. It's still not broken the previous swing low here. So that's, for me, it's not a major swing low for me. So it's a minor swing low. So until that level is not taken out, right? There's two lines which I'm looking at here. Until that level is not taken out, I might still consider being in SBI for a positional trade, right? And keep a stop around levels of 400 levels. Now remember, SBI is a multi-year breakout, and it's already up, it's already up very good, so it can still head higher. So keep a stop around 400 and keep trailing the stock. Okay, Sutlej Tax has given good breakout on weekly charts. Let's check. Sutlej textiles. I think textile stocks are definitely looking good, right? So again, here also it's an excellent breakout which has happened today. So tomorrow, if you see some continuation here, then definitely go ahead and buy the stock. So also from a long-term perspective, I think it might take out the highs of all-time highs soon. So definitely worth looking at. Sutlej, the stop loss is pretty low, around 72 levels is a stop loss. So go ahead and try and give it a buy. Okay, Kokuyo Camlin, let's look at this. All right, it's just going sideways. I think still some more time before it heads higher. Probably it's a good point to enter today, with a stop around 63 levels. So stop loss can be 63. You can enter right now and see if it works out. It's a very small stop. You can do. What to do with Bajaj Finance? I'm invested. I have no idea, Pratik, to be honest. It's your decision to hold or your decision to sell. I am not going to tell you what to do with it. All I can tell you is my perspective on the chart. Okay, I don't know whether you're a long-term investor, short-term investor. So yeah, that's my view. I don't really give an opinion on whether you should be buying or holding. I just give my views. Let's look at that as well. Okay, so Bajaj Finance has definitely had an inverted head and shoulders breakdown. So I think it's heading lower from here, right? So it is an inverted head and shoulders breakdown. So unless it doesn't go above levels of 7750, I definitely not be worth considering for a positional trade. So I think it's done. The positional trade here is done, and you should be closing off your positional trades. From an investment perspective, you can keep a stop around, if you're looking from an investment perspective, your stop loss should be around 5,800. Definitely that's deep enough. But if it goes below 5,800 levels, then probably you should be considering to exit the stock or add more. It's up to you, but from a position trading perspective, definitely it's an exit for me. Okay, Zomato. Let's check Zomato. I'm sorry, I lost the. Yeah, so Zomato is also it's going sideways, right? But definitely worth considering, I feel, because it's still making a higher low. So keep a stop loss around 125, and you can consider investing in Zomato as well. Okay, so that's it, guys. I think I've answered all of your questions. We'll try to make sessions more, and if you have any more questions, do let me know. But what I'm more interested in is the videos that I posted last week. Was it really helpful, especially the horizontal breakout strategy? It's a very simple strategy. If you're really struggling with technical analysis, just follow that for the next couple of years, and you will make money for sure. But the question is, are you able to follow it? And if you're able to do it, do let me know. I'd be more than happy. But a lot of educational series videos are coming forward, or coming ahead, and I have a lot of things in my pipeline, and I hope I get the time to do it. And yeah, if you do have any more questions, do tag me on Twitter or YouTube, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. By the way, we have crossed some major milestones on YouTube, and I'll be happy to share it soon. But do keep helping where I want to really educate the investing community. Okay, so I'll leave you here. Take care and stay safe, and do take short risks or small risks in the next couple of days. We might get some really good trades going forward if this market reverses from here, or reverses from today's level. Today's level is really important for many stocks, and if they hold, you can get some really good rewards. Don't be afraid. Go ahead, risk 0.25% or 0.5% of your capital. Take the trade and see if it works. That's how you learn. If you're afraid, you will never learn. Okay, so I'll leave that thoughts with you tonight, and I'll say bye bye. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow again.